All right, guys, I hope you survived the week 8 Bipocalypse. Hope you got through the Bimageddon here, guys. But it's week 9 now, and we've got your back. We're going to get into the news and notes, talk about these injuries, and we're going to talk about some start sits and maybe a few trade rumors going on in the NFL. Let's get you ready for week 9. Let's go! All right. Welcome to the show. This is the Frankly Fantasy Football Podcast. We are your hosts, Frankie and Johnny. Woo! Bipocalypse, Bimageddon. We had it. It's over. It hurt. How'd you do? Did you make it through?
Oh man, the Bimageddon had me going bipolar, John. Let me tell you. I ended up, listen, I had two really good teams. And then, you lose to an 0-7 team. Shout out Matt McGlone and go fuck yourself. So
there you go.
Hey, it is what it is. How about you? How'd you end up this week?
It's strikes and gutters, man. You win some, you lose some. I tell you what, though, you want to talk about two active motherfuckers in our fantasy leagues? It's these guys right here, guys. Woo! We put together, 6 trades between the two of us?
Six trades in one week.
Listen, man, you have to do it. I had two teams that were 2-win teams going into last week. And, basically, you got to trade your way out of this shit, guys. You can't just sit on your team and go, all right, are they going to do it this week? This is the week for them to... No, you've got to be active. You've got to make changes. You got to take some chances, take some swings, guys. That's how you win.
Have to.
I was able to pull together some good teams here, man, and be the high point scorer for the week in 2 leagues that I needed some help. Yeah, I needed some help, man, but that's what you got to do. Little help from my friends, man. Yeah. All right, this week, guys, we'll talk a little bit about last week here, but we're going to get into news and notes. We're going to get into week 9. We've got some serious games coming up here in week 9. A few more buys to deal with here, guys, and some injuries to talk about as well. But Frankie, let's look at last week, a little bit from last week here. Week 8, a little bit of recap here. Miami versus Atlanta. All I have on this game, Frankie, is nothing means anything anymore. It's like that meme where it's just like, buy your pumpkin spice latte, put your fucking Christmas tree up in November. Right. Nothing matters any longer.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
This is one of those games. Tell me, you analyze, I would consider you a fantasy football analyst. Yes. We do a podcast. We talk about this every week. How? You see the pieces lined up on the board. You see, this move's obviously going to go here, and this move's going to go. Nothing went as the way it was supposed to go. What the fuck happened in this game, dude?
A broken clock is right twice a day. That's the only way to describe this. How does Bijan... 4
points. 4 points.
4 points.
Smash of the smashiest plays of the week. For sure.
It was crazy. That was as good of a matchup as you could ask for. And then Tyler Algier gets a touchdown. Tyler Algier had 4 rushing yards and gets a touchdown and had more points than Bijan Robinson did.
I know.
Okay. Oh, and then
I
Drake
lost
London
my first game of the year in our family league because of Bijan Robinson. Yes.
But then even more so, you're like, Drake London's out. Oh, okay. Sorry for those that have Drake London, like myself. That should even more so make Bijan amazing. And then all of a sudden, Tua apparently goes from, borderline autistic at this point in time because he's been hit in the head so many times to now becoming fucking Rain Man with it in that sense. And it's just, dude, it is truly the beautiful thing about the NFL. It is any given Sunday. And as soon as you're taking somebody lightly, you have that other team come out and absolutely just put it to them. You can look at it in 2 ways, man. It can be beautiful and it can also be absolutely painful. It's more painful.
It's
way
beautiful
more
and terrifying all at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, much like my dating life. I understand
that.
There you
go.
I still can't figure out the fucking Bears, man. I still can't. Every week, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to figure this team out. I'm going to get it. I'm going to give people some great advice in fantasy football. I still can't figure it out, Frankie. Bears versus the Ravens. The Bears scored touchdowns on 6 of their first 7 red zone possessions in their first 3 games this season. We're like, oh shit. Okay, here we go. This team's going. In their past 4 games, the Bears they're only 5 for 16 in the red zone, man. What's happening? What do we do with the Bears moving forward? I can't figure it out.
It's the play by Caleb Williams right now. It is the problem because DeAndre Swift's looking great. It ain't DeAndre Swift. It isn't even the rookie that's backing up DeAndre Swift being that 1-2 punch and a
Kyle Monangai.
You know, like it isn't that. And man, I'm just pulling this up because this is what's fascinating. Let's just go back to the last 2 weeks alone after those 4 weeks. They had a bye week. Then he had a decent game against Washington-ish. He got saved in kind of, whatever by a rushing touchdown. But in week 7 against New Orleans, which should have been another smash play.
Smash.
Caleb Williams, 4.68 fantasy points. What does that mean? He threw the ball 26 times, completed 15 passes for 172 yards and an interception. And it's like, okay, it's okay. He's going to bounce back. It's totally good. Against Baltimore, no. QB 20, 38 attempts, 25 completions, 285 yards. No touchdowns, 1 pick. And yeah, he had 24 rushing yards. Man, I'm telling you right now, this is a Caleb Williams problem. And I don't know what the hell to do about it. It's painful. It makes it miserable. And especially if you have Caleb Williams, can you tell I have him? It's miserable. So yeah, man, I don't know what to do other than we got to wait and see how this unfolds. You probably got to look elsewhere from the quarterback position at this point in time. After this week, I think you have to stay in the flames with Caleb Williams. This is just too good of a matchup, primetime game. Lamar's coming back, potentially. And it's like, okay, you got Caleb Williams versus Lamar. There's headlines everywhere. It's all about Caleb Williams and his play. He's got to step up.
All right, let's look at James Cook here, man. I mean, we want to talk about fantasy. We got to celebrate some of these amazing running backs, man.
Dude.
James Cook went apeshit again. I mean, just huge. What do you have? A 65-yard rushing touchdown. Just incredible. Smoked everybody. James Cook became just the 4th player in NFL history with 215 plus rushing yards and 2+ rushing touchdowns in a game on fewer than 20 carries. The only other 3 players to do this are Pro Football Hall of Famer Bobby Mitchell, in case you didn't know that name, 1959.
Love that.
Bo Jackson, 1987, and Derrick Henry in 2018. Pretty good company there, I would say.
Insane. I mean, James Cook is, you know what? We talked about it the other week. We take our lumps when we take them, and I will absolutely take that. He's everything that I thought he couldn't be this year again, and he's doing it again.
I didn't think it was sustainable, Frank. I didn't draft him for that purpose. Well, guess what? Johnny traded for his ass last week and picked him up for last week.
Yes, you did.
I did. It was a great trade.
Actually, talk about that trade. Yeah, talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I wanted to upgrade my receiver position. I needed a better receiver, and I was eyeing DK Metcalf. And I think what I traded was Michael Pittman Jr. for DK Metcalf, Josh Jacobs for James Cook. Didn't love giving up Josh Jacobs, but I'm heavy in Josh Jacobs. I've got him in 2 or 3 leagues. Wanted to diversify a little bit, and he's banged up going into every single week. I wanted to pick up James Cook, looking at his schedule moving forward and the fact that he is sustaining scoring touchdowns every goddamn week. I had to do it. And you know what? It paid off for me this week.
Good trade.
Big time. Yeah, it really worked out. All right, again, Jamar Chase, welcome back to the top, my friend. There he is at the top of the board. Wide receiver 1, Jamar Chase. Frankie, you got to pull up Jamar Chase's stats here, man, because I had to do a double take when I was looking at it. I thought it was a glitch in the sleeper platform, Frank. We're looking at 54 targets for Jamar Chase in the past 3 games. 54 targets in 3 games?
That's not it. That's what people get in a season.
He's on pace for like 300 targets this year, which
that actually, like, I want to check this out, John, while we're talking, because in the last, I mean, it's just insanity. Even looking at last year and what he did. I mean, John, like, we're talking really after the bye week last year, week 12, he had 9, 18, 11, 8, 15, 14 with Joe Flacco at the helm right now, man. In just the last few weeks, he has 12, 23, and 19. The last 2 weeks are more targets than what he had with Burrow at the best point. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
23 targets in a game. 23 targets in one game. That's crazy.
It's more rushing attempts. like it's more than
that's
rushing
a
attempts.
Heavy load of rushing attempts too. Yeah. It's absolutely nuts. Welcome back, Jamar Chase. Great to see you, bud. Welcome back, Saquon Barkley. Give Saquon some love here, Frank. Let's hear it.
Let's go. No more wiping. We're not wiping right now. Nobody's wiping, you know?
We just talked about last week, is Saquon a trade target? Because he only had one touchdown going into this week. Yeah, well, if you did end up trading and getting him, congratulations. Unbelievable performance. Like 175 yards on the ground. Just crazy. All right, JT, let's talk about the real running back hero this year so far, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, dare I say, is he hands down the VP contender right now? I mean,
the MVP?
Or MVP? Is there anybody really in contention with him? Seriously.
Not after week 8. I mean, we thought it was going to be Baker. We thought it could be Dak. I mean, people were throwing out Drake May even, you know, but John, how do you ignore this?
You can't. You can't. It's crazy. Yeah. Fun stat here. With 3+ touchdowns in 4 of his 8 games this season. Let's pause and absorb that for a second.
Yes.
3+ touchdowns in a game in 4 of the 8 games this year. Half of his games are with 3 fucking touchdowns or more. It's crazy. What?
That's insane.
Right. So when has this happened before, Frankie? Surely somebody's done this before. Yeah, there have been a couple of people. Gene Roberts. Everybody knows Gene Roberts from the 1949 Giants.
Oh, yeah. Gene? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he tied him, and he's within 2 games of tying LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 with the Chargers for performances of 3 touchdowns or more in a game. I mean, just bananas, man. I mean, you were talking about Saquon's last year.
Dude.
Compare that to what JT's put together this year, because last year what Saquon did was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It was insane. It was a Saquon year for the I mean, remember the backwards hurdle over a fucking defender. We've never seen anything like that. What he did for the Eagles team, we've not seen that in years. And what he did, I believe it was 15 total touchdowns, okay, for Saquon for the year. You look at what James Cook did. James Cook, 18 total touchdowns for the year. Incredible year, right? Led the NFL. We were like, this is mind-blowing. This isn't possible to continue to do this next year. Jonathan Taylor, through 8 games, is 14 touchdowns. 14 touchdowns in 8. Guys, there's 7 playable weeks left in the regular season. Okay? Like 7 playable weeks. Like, this is crazy sauce, what we're seeing.
I mean, this guy's he's gonna have 20+ touchdowns this year, I think.
I mean, that would be absurd.
If he's healthy, how does he not have over 20 touchdowns? He's got 14.
Dude, it's like what he's doing. I think I saw something. He's on pace for almost 2,300 yards. I mean, in a regular season, like, you guys, we're not including playoffs here. We're saying like through 18 weeks. Like, this is, I mean, dude, I don't know. I know we were hyping up Bake, because I truly believe through that first 6 games, Baker was absolutely the MVP leader. I mean, he was. Yeah. And then Dak, right? We mentioned it. John, it's really hard to ignore what JT is doing and then to see what he's doing for that offense. It's opening up Danny Dimes, and it's truly amazing. I don't know how you don't have him listed as the front runner for MVP at this point.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I agree with you as well, man. Last note from this past week, Packers are looking great. Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, Christian Watson back on the field. Guys, we said last week, you got to get this guy on your roster. You got to get him on your team. Yep. Moving forward, I think you can start this guy. Until Jaden Reed comes back, I think he's a guy that you have to plug in, especially in really good matchups here. But we'll talk about that as well. Right here, let's get to the news, baby.
News and notes.
All right, bring out the bell. This one, it almost feels disrespectful to bring out the bell for this one, man.
Does.
You know, this broke my heart. Cam Scattaboo, the fucking juggernaut bitch. Yeah, man, one of the most gruesome injuries it reminded me of the Nick Chubb knee injury.
It did.
Of how just gruesome it was, man. I mean,
his ankle was that.
Yeah, and I'm watching the game, and I was trying to figure out, why was everybody freaking out? I saw his knee pop forward, and I was like, oh, that is bad. And then I happened to look at his knee or his foot a minute later. I went, oh, his foot is sideways like this, completely just, oh, God, it was so disgusting. Cam
Sucks,
Scattaboo,
man.
I love you, brother. You're amazing. You did great for us all this year. You just brought fun and energy and just, just that grit back into football that
Brought
we
fun.
need, Fun. Yeah, exactly. So looking forward to seeing him next year, but he's done. He's gone for the season, guys. Tyrone Tracy, what kind of importance are you putting on getting Tyrone Tracy onto your roster and in your starting lineup?
You're making it important. I wouldn't say I'm going to go absolutely crazy because, guys, Cam Scattaboo was a much better overall back than what Tyrone Tracy was. And with that of Jackson Dart at the helm being a rookie, we got to wait and see. But it's definitely somebody you want to try to go after to the level of what you're going to need to go after him with. I don't know how much I'm spending on him, but, man, it's just sucks. But, yeah, try to pick up Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, it does. Terry McLaurin came back, played well, looked great. It's good to see TMC back on the field. Yeah, real good. And he is so needed on that team. Left the game again with a quad. Doesn't seem to be very serious. You're going to have to watch practice. Again, we record this on Tuesdays, so we're a little behind on the news here later in the week. But watch TMC this week. Quinshon Judkins, sprained shoulder. He's on a bye this week. You're going to have to monitor when he gets back here. But I don't see a shoulder keeping Quinshon out too long here. Kyle Shanahan came out. Too early to say that Brock Purdy plays. This has just been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. If you own the receivers and you own Brock Purdy, this the past 4 or 5 weeks has just been crazy.
Terrible.
Gonna have to watch again, guys. We're not gonna know here probably till later in the week. Saints making QB change to Tyler Shuck. Cool.
Sweet.
Cool. Yeah. All right. They're probably gonna trade both receivers here before the week's over as well. So.
There you go.
Saquon left the game, did not return with a groin. He's on a bye as well. One note I have in here, Frank, is Tank Bigsby needs to be owned.
Yeah.
Big time. He's the backup to Saquon. He got in there. He looked pretty good, actually. And running behind this. He's a good back. And running behind this Eagles offensive line, I could get 3-4 yards for sure.
I would bet on that.
I'll die.
Yes, I'll do a little over-under on that.
I'll be like Cam Scattaboo. Let's go, bitch. Come on. Yeah, I would be like Cam Scattaboo. I'd have my fucking leg twisted in half and broken. That's exactly what would happen. All right, where am I? Lost my place. There we go. Carson Wentz. Bring out the bell. Not a big bell because I don't think anybody's really relying that much on Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is done with this for the season with a shoulder injury. Last bit of news here. We've got the unimportant signing of the week with MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Signing with the Steelers. Oh, what's that? Is that your MVS impression?
This is just, what am I doing here, John?
Hey, Marquez, get out there and go to Pittsburgh. Run some fucking cardio, buddy.
That's exactly it. I'm running cardio.
All right, ready? Next play. MVS, I want you to run 50 yards down the field. Take the safety away.
We're definitely not going to throw it to you.
But we're definitely not throwing it to you. Got it, Aaron. Thank you. I'll do that. Okay. All right, some players to watch here, guys. This is a long list, but you know who they are. You're looking at your fantasy teams, and there's a big Q next to these guys. They're questionable. You're going to have to watch throughout the week with some of these guys. Not a lot of news here coming on Tuesday morning, but Puka Nacua, the good news is going to practice. Looks like he is going to play, so you should get Puka Nacua back on your team. That's great news. Brock Bowers should play this week as well. Watch those practice reports with him. Isaiah Pacheco, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, week to week with an MCL sprain. Now, when you hear week to week, to me, that means you're definitely missing this week and maybe next week. We'll see how it goes. So, Frankie, what are we looking at with Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith in that backfield? Great matchup this week with Buffalo. Big over-under.
Big.
There's going to be some value with these guys. What are you doing with them?
Guys, what's crazy is I would have never thought that I would be choosing actually Kareem Hunt over Brashard Smith. But what we saw when Pacheco got hurt, Kareem Hunt looked great. He looked fabulous on Monday night against the Washington Commanders. So for me, guys, I think both are options. Both are totally playable, assuming Pacheco's out. I might lean Hunt a little bit more because I think he's going to do a little bit more of the groundwork and will obviously get some work in the passing game. But both are quality options if Pacheco are out.
Pick up Brashard Smith. We talked about this last week. Hopefully you got ahead of it, guys, but pick him up. This could be somebody who could help you down the stretch or in your playoff hunt here. All right, Lamar Jackson. The drama continues here. Participated in the walkthrough on Monday. Is expected to play on Thursday night. As of right now, he practiced on Tuesday. That's great news. They messed with us a little bit last week, I know, but it's looking pretty positive for Lamar Jackson this week, so that's great news. All right, guys, I've got a list of guys here. You're just going to have to watch. No status. Going to have to see what's going to happen here. So watch towards the end of the week. And also go to Instagram or TikTok. You'll be able to see Frankly Fantasy Football Fridays with Frankie. Frankie's going to give you updates on who's in, who's out, any last-minute changes you might have to make to your team before the weekend. Let's go down the list here. Jaden Daniels, hamstring. Kyler Murray, foot. He plays on Monday night, guys, so you're going to have to make plans for that if you don't see him practicing. J.J. McCarthy, ankle. Michael Penix Jr., knee. Bryce Young, ankle. Basically every quarterback in the NFL.
Literally.
Yeah. Nico Collins, concussion. He should get out of the protocol this week, but pay attention. Drake London, last minute out on Sunday with a hip injury. Going to have to monitor that as well. Brian Thomas Jr. with a shoulder. Calvin Ridley with a hamstring. Jacoby Myers with a knee. Hopeful to get back this week for the Raiders. Ricky Pearsall trying to get back on that practice field. So you're going to have to watch 49ers practice for Brock Purdy and for Ricky Pearsall here. All right, guys, football season. It's in full swing, baby. Here we go. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing Underdog, it's so easy, guys. Frankie and I do it every single week. It's so much fun. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on all kinds of stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, all kinds of stuff. Frankie, do we have any special pick'ems for this week for our listeners?
You got it, Johnny. This week on Underdog, I'll tell you what, we're looking at two different players. Number one is going to be JT at that of Pittsburgh. We're taking higher than 0.5 total touchdowns for JT. Seems pretty sweet. We're going to pair that then with Trevor Lawrence, the Jacksonville Jaguars at that of Las Vegas Raiders. Trevor Lawrence is going to have higher than that of 229.5 passing yards.
I love it, man. Let's go, baby. Download the app today and sign up with promo code FRANKLY to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code FRANKLY. Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms_DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. All right, Frankie, let's look at week 9. Let's look at the week ahead here, man. Getting to the bread and butter of what's going on this week. All right, this week on buys, we've got the Browns, the Jets, the Eagles, and the Bucks all taking a rest this week. Frankie, some really interesting games here this week, man. I want to talk about a few and just hear your thoughts on some of these. Couple of big over-unders this week, man. Yeah, and a couple of huge spreads.
Huge spreads, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen spreads like this in quite a while, man. Let's Thursday game, first of all. This was a game typically you'd look to avoid. You've got two really bad defenses, it seems. Baltimore Ravens at the Miami Dolphins. Vegas thinks there's going to be some fireworks here, Frankie. I don't know how short the fuse is on these fireworks, but 50.5 over-under in this game. The Ravens favored by 7.5. Where's the fantasy coming from in this game, man? There's obviously going to be points scored.
Totally. Guys, listen, it's absolutely going to be from the Ravens' perspective. If Lamar's back in, I expect a big game from Lamar. I expect a big comeback game from Lamar. And then on top of that, man, it's Derrick Henry's show. And we just said this about Bijan Robinson and how, right, he got outscored by Tyler Algier because of Tyler Algier's touchdown. Had that not happened, it would be 0 points and 4 points, okay? But this is the king. This is Derrick Henry. Okay, and so for me, man, they're going down to Miami. It's beautiful weather. I just foresee the King Henry show with Lamar Jackson. Now, the other thing to keep in mind from the Dolphins standpoint, I mean, it's looking pretty if Tua can replicate what he did, man, Devon Achane is a smash start. Yep. And then so is Jalen Waddle. As crazy as that sounds, both of those guys are smash starts.
That's it for the Miami Dolphins,
that's it.
right?
That's
yeah,
it.
I mean, that's what you're looking at. That should be where most of the points accumulate as well. So, yeah, I love that, man. All right, let's take a look at a couple of other games here. Another one with a big spread here, 50.5 points. Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. Should be a good fantasy game, right? A lot of fantasy options there, man. I mean, I see JT absolutely,
nuts.
Repeating and scoring again like he does. What else in this game? I mean, I'm really opening up to, I've been starting a lot in my leagues. Alec Pierce,
Yes.
The guy's good for a 50-yard bomb.
Yes.
Once a game, it seems, man. I think he's a boom bust guy, but to me, he's one of the safer boom bust guys that you can have on your squad.
Absolutely. John, I'll throw in another one there. How about the number 6 receiver on the year?
Number 6 receiver on the year?
Michael Pittman Jr. Guys, he is now in full PPR number 6 receiver on the year. Guys, what we've seen from the Pittsburgh Steelers is that their secondary is struggling right now. That it's just the reality. I mean, you look at what the Packers did. You look at what some of these other teams have been able to do against that defense. They're getting cooked. I mean, look at what Flacco did. Flacco cooked them. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be even a dominant type of quarterback at the helm. I mean, you put Danny Dimes with that of Jonathan Taylor, who's totally going to open this up. Man, I completely agree. I love the call out of Alec Pierce. In my opinion, I think he is truly, and I know I'm going to get some shit for this, but I think he's superseding that or supplanting that of Josh Downs as receiver too. I just like Alex Pierce. Daniel Jones is throwing it up and giving him opportunities, and it's working. And then you have Michael Pittman Jr. coming over the top. That's just looking insanely good. So, and then don't forget the rookie tight end who's been an absolute sensation with that of Warren. So for me, man, I'm firing up. When we talk about fantasy implications, this is the game I actually have circled. I'm super excited to see this for the Colts. I'm super excited to see this for Jaylen Warren to continue to do what he's been doing and to see how is Aaron Rodgers going to distribute the ball. We've seen him certainly get DK Metcalf involved, but we saw Roman Wilson last week. Welcome back, man. Yeah. We saw a couple weeks before that, Darnell Washington, big 6'7", 300-pound, scoring a touchdown. Freiermuth, 2 touchdowns. Jonnu Smith scoring here and there. Who is going to be that second guy behind DK Metcalf? And that's what I'm excited to see from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Maybe it's going to be MVS.
Could be.
Let's go. Pittsburgh Steelers 32nd, dead last in passing defense, by the way.
Yep.
Start your Indiana Jones, my friends.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. All right, the Chargers, man. This is a big one. 9.5 favored the Chargers over the Tennessee Titans. Start your Chargers, guys. Start your Chargers. Gotta love that. All right, Frankie, here's another one. Very similar to the Baltimore-Miami situation. You've got the Chicago Bears at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bears favored by 2.5, 52.5 point over under. We were just talking about it. What are we doing with the Bears, man? This is against a bottom 3 defense with a 52.5 point over under. Where are all the points going to come from?
I mean, when you look at what Justin Fields, who was benched, what he was able to do against this defense is terrible. Like, it is very, very, very bad. So for me, man, you're firing up everybody on really both sides of the ball, meaning like Cincinnati and for the Bears. I mean, Rome Odunze, DJ Moore should be getting more involved now. I mean, DeAndre Swift's a smash start. We talked about that in the beginning. He should be a smash start. And then certainly, man, Monangai, I mean, he looks good. And so if you're in a deep league and you have maybe Quinshon Judkins or you have Rashad White or you have Breece Hall, and they're on a bye, he might be an okay play. This throw a dart, see what happens. You know what I mean? So for me, that's really cool. But certainly on the flip side, man, I mean, Jamar and T. Higgins, I mean, shit, they look good. And so here's an interesting one, John, and I actually want your opinion on this. What about Samanje P-Ryan? This is a guy in a deep league who looked really solid last week, and he actually supplemented a lot of what Chase Brown did. Is this somebody that's even viable in 14, 16 team leagues?
He might only be viable when they're scoring 38 points.
Sure, fair.
You know, I mean, possibly. I think it's a guy you should own, certainly. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't.
Sticking with the big 3.
Yeah, stick with the big 3. And even that, Chase Brown still makes me nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's only when they're scoring points and they're up in games like they were last week that Chase Brown's going to get a ton of play. You know, in a really competitive game, I'm just not sure. This week might be okay. I think you can play him. We're not talking about, you know, the defense, you know, being lights out or anything. So you should be okay. But long term, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's a guy, he's basically a handcuff at this point in my mind. DeAndre Swift, though, is one of my starts of the week. There's no question about it. At Cincinnati, He's had double-digit points in every single week except for week 1 where he had 9.5. So, I mean, the guy's actually been very solid. Not a guy I'm typically all over either. All right, this could be the ass beating of the week, Frankie. According to Vegas, it should be. It should be. We've got the New Orleans Saints going into the LA Rams. 14 points is what the Rams are favored. Have you ever seen a 14-point over-under?
Never. And
I
we're Browns
remember.
fans.
Yeah.
Okay? We're Browns fans.
Right.
All right?
Right, yeah. You're starting your Rams, guys. This should be beautiful and enjoy it. Absolutely, man. All right, Frankie, let's look at a couple. We've got some trade watches here going. A lot of rumors going around where, the trade deadline, I think, is next week, I believe, is the trade deadline.
Yep.
So when we're looking at some of these guys that are rumored, it looks like the New Orleans Saints could do a fire sale here. They could move some guys, specifically Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
What are you thinking with these two guys? What are some good landing spots? What are you hearing? And what are your thoughts on, should we be picking these guys up in case they do get traded to a good situation?
Yeah, great question. Guys, there's 3 and then an honorable mention team that I could totally see these players going to. The first 3, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and the Patriots. Guys, the reason being is because Pittsburgh desperately is seeking a receiver too. Desperately. Maybe Roman Wilson comes around. I don't know. I don't really see it. I think he would be a great 3. Calvin Austin has been banged up. Again, he's more of like your Brandon Cooks, super light, just, get burner down the field. So for me, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers desperately need a true receiver too. Buffalo, on the other hand, is actually looking for a great complement to their now receiver one, which is Khalil Shakur. And I think a Chris Olave would be a perfect piece for that. Or even more so, actually, I think Rashid Shaheed, because of his deep threat capability, because you have kind of that short medium route with Shakur already buttoned up, and Kincaid. Kincaid's been really solid as well. So to have somebody who can take off the top of that defense and has been really good all year, man, on a really shitty team, has been Shaheed. And then the Patriots, man, listen, I get it. I know Booty has been doing really well, and I understand they have Stephon Diggs. But what we have historically seen is the Patriots need additional receiver help. And I think one of these cats could be really good. And the last one, the honorable mention, is Seattle. Listen, when I took a lot of shit for saying, draft time, I was salivating at the ADP for that of Cooper Kupp. Listen, Cooper Kupp has been more boom bust this particular year than anything, and he's been actually more bust than boom. So the Seattle Seahawks desperately need, knowing they're a top tier team in the NFL at this point, especially in the NFC West, you got to have another piece. So they could certainly look to add one of those other guys.
I like Rashid Shaheed in Buffalo. I
do
really
too.
do. I know, obviously, giving Chris Olave is a very good receiver. I think he'd be excellent with Josh Allen. Don't get me wrong.
Totally.
But for the actual need of taking the top off the defense,
They need it bad.
Have you ever seen Josh Allen throw a deep ball, by the way? It's fucking beautiful.
To Gabe Davis, for those of you who remember, it's stunning.
Right. No one else has been able to make Gabe Davis relevant but Josh Allen. That's what I mean. And look at Rashid Shaheed's doing in New Orleans with this garbage quarterback situation. Give him Josh Allen. This guy could be a top 20 receiver. Man.
Could you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to make a move and try to trade for Shaheed.
I think it's a good move.
I traded for Olave already because of his value and what he's already produced in New Orleans. If he gets traded, I think it's going to be a great spot for him, hopefully. But Shaheed, the same thing. I'm going after him because I want to see what could be if he does go. Jacoby Myers, another guy on the block here. I mean,
totally could be.
Certainly seems like he's going to get traded. He's been asking for it. Yeah. He hasn't really performed, in Las Vegas. Any ideas on some landing spots? Where would you like to see him go?
I mean, he could also be a phenomenal option for that of the Pittsburgh Steelers. To pair another big guy alongside that of DK, I think makes a ton of sense, man. And here's the thing with Jacoby Myers and what's interesting about the situation. They just signed Tyler Lockett, right? And I get it. Tyler Lockett's not a guy that's going to come in and steal a ton of targets. But in a Pete Carroll kind of situation, maybe that's the piece that, Geno Smith needs to just have a relevant, a reminder of the past, something along those lines type of player that can jog or bring out the best of Geno. I'm not saying Tyler Lockett's going to be a game breaker. That's not what I'm saying. But I think it could be a piece that they add in order to get, kind of maybe to cover for Jacoby. So, but for me, man, I think the Steelers could be very, very interesting here. And I definitely think, again, this could be an interesting play for Seattle. It's a different style receiver than anything that they really have. And so if that is the case, to pair with a Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then you have Jacoby Myers, kind of that bigger body, that could be really, really nice.
I think Seattle's a good fit for Jacoby Myers. I do think so. And I think the fact that they picked up Tyler Lockett is them saying goodbye to Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Lockett's, he's Jacoby Myers just left out on the counter like a banana too long. I mean, they're the same guys. He's just older and crustier at this point.
Then you think for the Raiders, they drafted Jack Beck. They also have the other rookie in Thornton. And so for me, man, I mean, they want to probably start seeing what they got out of these guys, because the Raiders aren't going to be relevant this year and probably not next year. And it's going to take some time with this rookie class. So I think to get a couple good maybe draft assets from that of Jacoby Myers, I think would be super solid for them.
Okay, here's another guy who is certainly going to be moved. We're in it with the Browns, and we pay attention to them. That's our team.
Yep.
David Njoku, the Chief. We love him. He's amazing. Just physical specimen. You want to talk about? He's the guy second to
DK.
Let's get a little gay for a second. How I want to lick DK's chest and
there you
abs.
go. Sure.
David Njoku's right there. He's right up there. He's a little too big for me. I'm not going to lie, but.
Like as in like his pecs are too big. You would prefer like more of a C cup instead of a D cup type of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I
get it. An athletic B.
Yeah. Super solid
more my
B.
speed.
You like the little blonde hair with it. I get it. The little half blonde part. Yeah. Just,
Oh, we're definitely getting demonetized on YouTube for this one, guys. Great job, Frankie. Okay. David Njoku, landing spots, and how do you feel about it?
Oh man, with David Njoku, there are totally a few key areas to where I think he could be going. Number one, guys, would certainly be that of the Patriots. I think if you pair Njoku with that of Drake May, I don't think Hunter Henry is the full thing at tight end. There's better assets that can be paired with him. I'm not saying to replace him. I'm saying to maximize his value as well as that of an additional tight end piece. Yeah. Like I think that's the number one spot. You could also look at the Bucs. The Buccaneers are interesting. Yes, they have Cade Otton, but it's very similar to that of what we're seeing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. In knowing that Mike Evans is out, knowing that some of their other receivers are banged up, like Emeka Egbuka, like Chris Godwin is still working to get back. To have another piece, if you were to be in a 12 personnel, makes a ton of sense for that of the Buccaneers. And then, John, I don't know. Before these last 2 weeks, I would have said the Chargers. Now, I don't know. I mean, Gadsden looks good. Am I crazy? Like, he looks
great. Yeah.
Fabulous.
I picked him up off the waivers in the past 2 weeks. He's been a stud. But
amazing.
He's also a rookie tight end. Yeah. And you want to talk about a team that runs a ton of 12 and 13 personnel? It's the fucking Chargers.
Yep.
So I could totally see the Chargers having two tight ends on the field like that. And adding David Njoku to that passing offense. Listen, the Browns were never able to unlock David Njoku. No. David Njoku is an amazing receiving tight end. And if he goes to a team with a quarterback like a Drake May, with a quarterback, like a Justin Herbert, dude, it could be wheels up for David Njoku. Could be insane,
Could be insane.
Yeah, so really interesting. He's going somewhere. We're just not sure where. Frankie, any other rumors of any trades that you're hearing? Any other guys that you think could be a possibility? Yeah.
Yep. We got 3 that I don't know if it's going to happen, but there are some rumors swirling. Okay. Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara, and Brian Thomas Jr. Now, with the last one, I get it. Liam Cohen came out, and he said there is no chance that they're looking to trade Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know.
Teams say that, though. They say that until they start getting offers.
Yeah, exactly. Until you start getting offers. And boy, oh boy, man. I mean, it could be interesting. But, dude, for me, I think out of those 3, I just have Breece Hall circled. He's being wasted. He's in a contract year. You can get him to sign a 3-year extension for not a shit ton, but a good, decent amount, but nothing crazy, not Saquon Barkley money or anything like that. And he could go to a serious ass team. I mean, dude,
Chiefs.
The Chiefs, the Commanders, I really think the Commanders could be interesting as well.
Yeah.
I mean, but dude, I don't know, man. We've been saying the Chiefs for a minute, and it would be a match made in heaven. It would be.
It would, especially with Isaiah Pacheco being banged up.
Yeah.
You're not going to roll into the playoffs like they did last year with everybody banged up with Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith. They're not going to. They have to do something. And the Jets would be foolish to not trade Breece Hall. What are they going to do? Just not sign him and not get anything for him at all at the end of the year? That would be a travesty for New York Jets fans. No question.
Yes, I agree.
They've got to get something for him. So that would be amazing. All right, let's look at a few starts and sits, Frankie. What are some guys we love? I talked about DeAndre Swift. I absolutely love him this week at Cincinnati. We talked about some of the Chargers here as well. Huge spread, favored by 12 points. That's crazy. Deep sleeper with the Chargers guys that I think you should look at. I'm not saying to play this guy, but I think he does need to be rostered. Jarrett Patterson. He's the backup to Kamani Vidal. If the Chargers, who are certainly in need of a running back, if they don't make a move for somebody like Breece Hall or Alvin Kamara, get Jarrett Patterson on your bench. We've seen what's happened so far. This team does love to run the ball. Could be an asset for you. Are you believing in Kamani Vidal, Frankie?
John, I think it's hard to not believe in him right now. And
Right?
here's why, guys. I mean, when you start breaking this down, I mean, over the last 2 out of the last 3 weeks, he's finished RB9 and RB8 and has 2 touchdowns. And then you're like, okay, well, what's his overall total production? Well, John, we're talking right now, he has over 250 plus rushing yards in the last 3 weeks. And then you start looking at his receiving end, man. He has right now 11 targets in the last 3 weeks and 8 receptions for almost 40 yards and a touchdown. I mean, this dude is really been a goldmine hit for the Chargers when, hey, they were ready. They were Breece Hall, potential buyers at the time. And now it's like, whoa. We might not need to give up what we think. We can wait for Omari and Hampton to come back potentially after week 12 because of what Vidal's been doing. And then to your point, Jarrett Patterson, for those of you who don't know him, I mean, he was a stud in college. I mean, I believe it was Buffalo where he came from, and my God, did he look amazing. And now he's, backing up over that of Hassan Haskins. Guys, I think that we're cooling off on potentially the Chargers making a big splash trade for a running back now that Vidal's looking pretty damn good. So, yes, I'm firing him up this week, actually.
Love it, man. T. Higgins, we said to move him. I did move him. I think it was the right move. However, he's a smash start this week, right?
Smash start, man. Last 2 weeks, receiver 11, receiver 15, good matchup against the Bears. Flacco is going wacko right now for Jamar Chase and that of T. Higgins. You're firing him up, baby.
Let's go. And then a smash start at running back. You got Derrick Henry, the king.
Yep, we talked about it.
You talked about the king, man. All right, what are we going to – let's go to the Patriots. A couple more things. I know we've talked a lot about the Patriots, but, man, it's a really fascinating team. It is, yeah. All right, Kayshon Boutte, first of all, he can't be ignored anymore, man. I mean, it's 3 straight games with 50-plus yards and a touchdown. At this point, you have to continue playing him until they get another receiver on that team, right?
Right. 100%. You need to pick –
He's got to be in your flex at this point, right?
The 100%. And what's crazy to me, man, is like what we've seen from the development of him. Like, again, he should have been years ago. And in 2023, he ended up being a 6th round pick. He should have been probably a day 2 pick from out of LSU. And man, what we're seeing is finally development. They're giving him time. They have the quarterback, and why not pair him alongside that of Diggs, who has been pretty solid. So, man, yes, buy into Kayshon Boutte.
All right, well, talk to me about the running backs. Okay. Frankie, we've been talking about the Patriots running backs here for a little while. It seems as if some of the things you and I have been saying are starting to come to fruition, but talk to me. Break down that backfield for me, man. What are we doing here?
I mean, guys, last week was not a great matchup. We called that against the Browns, and it's not because we're Browns fans. It's literally because this defense is nasty for the Browns. And here's what was fascinating. Ramondre Stevenson, right, rushes for 14 rushes and 34 yards. Terrible. But what happened with, Trevion Henderson, he had 10 carries for 77 yards last week and looked damn good. I mean, He had like 2 carries for 31 yards at one point and just looked incredible. And man, like before last week, Trevion Henderson had 17 carries in the past 3 weeks. 17 carries in the past 3 weeks. And all of a sudden against the Cleveland Browns, he has 10 carries. And it was not because they were blowing them out. He was a part of the game plan early on. I don't know if this is because of Vrabel having insider information, having come from the Browns last year, being the consultant on multiple different facets, even helped out, the offensive line and all that good stuff. And certainly was a consultant for the defense as well. And so I don't know if it's because he knew that that's the way that they had the best path to beating them, was switching gears, or if this is now the trajectory that we're going to start seeing is to, hey, we have a superstar stud at running back that we drafted in the second round. It's time to start giving him the rock. And so for me, man, I'm actually not going to be starting Ramondre Stevenson, and I'm not necessarily yet starting Trevion. I'm actually benching both of them, but in the next few weeks, I think I'm going to put my money where Trevion Henderson is.
It's what we talked. I think I'm still going to be right saying that Trevion Henderson's going to be the guy in the stretch. Towards the end of the season, when you're making your playoff push, Trevion Henderson's going to be the man. I think now we're in that transition period where, it's you don't want Ramondre because Trevion's coming on, but Trevion isn't getting enough to really, he needs a score to get you there. But 10 carries for 77 yards. I mean, 7.7 yards a carry. Hell yeah.
Solid.
We'll take that. Listen, he's just a much better running back, man.
He is.
Keep him on your team. If you don't feel like starting him, which I think you can. I mean, he'll give you, a safe floor, but his upside-ish, floor-ish. But his upside, we saw him break a couple. He had a 27-yard run. He had like an 18-yard run. That's what he does, man. Give me that first 50-yard touchdown that he breaks out, and it's going to be crazy with him. I guarantee it.
The thing that scares me with Trevion is his snap share still. Yeah. And that's what's crazy. 21% this past week. And that's up from 14, down from 30, certainly down from 50 the week before. But it's just like this dude is doing this in a 21% snap share. 10 carries for 77 yards. What are we missing? Yeah. You know what I mean? I know. So I agree, man. I think that he's definitely got to be the guy.
You have to hope he gets a bullshit touchdown or pops a big one. You can't go by the volume alone. It's not enough to give me confidence to say, oh, you got to start him. He's amazing. Yes, he's amazing. He's not getting the opportunity yet, but it's getting there. He's getting more and more opportunities. So hold strong, guys. Better days ahead for sure. All right, Frankie, let's end on a little would you rather here, okay? We talked about this. This goes right into what we were talking about here. Would you rather this week, Brashard Smith, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs at Buffalo, or Trevion Henderson this week? We just talked about it. These are not guys where you're like, oh, I've got the best running backs in football. Which one do I start? This is so difficult. This is hard because it's hard, guys.
It's hard because it's hard.
And let me tell you,
if Pacheco is out, let's assume Pacheco's out, I'm going to lean Brashard Smith this week. And I'll tell you why. Because they're playing Buffalo, and there's just something in Andy Reid's brain that is going to come up with something creative because this is a rivalry game. They both hate each other. You got the battle of the top quarterbacks, in my opinion, in the AFC next to Lamar as well. But Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, we've seen this play out. We've also seen scoring to be crazy between these two teams. Mm-hmm. So what I want is I want a little bit of piece of Brashard Smith knowing he's going to be cooking up something incredible if that of Pacheco's not playing. The other key piece is with Henderson is that they're playing the Falcons. And that defense makes me nervous against this type of offense.
Number one total defense.
Yes.
But then Miami had their way with them last week.
How about that? So for me, man, I'm leaning Brashard Smith this week due to the matchup. But let me say this, if Henderson pops off this week, let's just say he truly pops off another 10 carries, 77 yards, and he gets him a tutty, I think moving forward, you need to be starting Henderson. But this week, I want to see it.
I'm with you. I think it's Brashard Smith Smith as well. Yeah, and I think the main reason is just goal line. Yeah, I think you're going to see the Chiefs in the red zone much more often. So I just think it's going to have more opportunity to get your points.
Yeah.
Is the main thing. Yeah. And you can run on that Buffalo defense, by the way.
You can.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, that is the show for the day. Thank you for sticking around. We love you. This is great. Week 9. I can't believe we're going into week 9 already. Crazy, man. Guys, don't forget, please follow us on social media. Frankie's a maniac on social media. It's amazing. Give you a lot of shit to laugh about. We'll give you updates and news as well. It's Frankly Fantasy Football, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Reels as well. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell on YouTube, guys. It's going to tell you every week when our episodes come out. Frankie, what are you going to be putting out this week?
Ooh, guys, here we go. We're going to be doing some waiver wire. Who are the top waiver wire pickups? Check it out. I'll be dropping that. In addition, guys, please continue to check out Fridays with Frankie. Listen, it's a quick reel. It's fantastic. I'm giving you guys the top 5 things you need to know heading into this week. And it's not going to be people on bye. It's going to be, are these dudes in and they're playing based on if they're injured or not? Or do we need to look elsewhere and who might be a smash start? I'm giving you the top 5 things you need to know. Tune in, and that's dropping every Friday.
That's so valuable. Follow us, Frankly Fantasy Football. We love it, guys. And don't forget to support our sponsors as well.
Yes.
You want the Chat GPT of fantasy football, guys? It's rotobot.ai. Download the app, use the promo code CHAMP. Promo code CHAMP, give you a free couple of days to check out that software. It's awesome. Frankie and I use it all the time. And Underdog. Don't forget Underdog, guys. Promo code Frankly. Get your picks in there. It's beautiful. Underdog. Promo code Frankly. Let's go. May the fantasy gods smile upon you. Bye.